Hey everyone! So for today's video, I wanted to make a follow-up to yesterday's upload where I opened up about my personal struggles, mental health, heartbreak, my situation. I basically put it all out there, and not all out there, but I poured a lot out, and there's so much more, and I think that speaks for how complicated of a person I am. My brain cares very, very deeply about a lot, and that can be very overwhelming. So it kind of gives you a glimpse into just how overwhelming it is to have a brain like mine and just my life, and maybe it kind of gives some insight into what it's like to be a YouTuber whenever you care so much and some of the stuff that YouTubers deal with. I'm not saying oh, woe is me, feel bad for me, or anything like that. I just wanted to open up to you guys because first of all, I didn't want anyone out there to feel bad that I've been so distant. I didn't want you guys to think that it was a personal thing and I wasn't talking to you because I didn't like you or anything like that. I wanted you guys to understand that I'm going through a lot right now and there's a lot on my plate, and I just drifted away for a while and I needed that time just to work on myself and to do some healing. So I did a lot of healing with photography and finding myself, and that's what that is all about. So the morning after I made the video, I woke up with a ton of shame. I woke up with this feeling of, oh no, I need to delete this. So many people, I'm sure, are making fun of me right now. I need to delete this. And I'm not deleting that video. It's gonna stay up forever because there is nothing wrong with struggling. There's nothing wrong with going through a dark period in your life. There's nothing wrong with having trouble getting over losing an amazing boyfriend. There's nothing wrong with reaching out and telling someone that you're hurting, even if your problems may seem so minuscule and silly compared to someone else's. I think it's important that people feel like they can talk about anything. And so while I feel embarrassed about some of the things I said, and I rewatched the video and I'm so embarrassed about how I kept repeating certain things. And of course, at 3 in the morning, just like I predicted, all these thoughts came into my head about things I wish I had described in a different way, or memories came back that I would have loved to have shared. But I'm gonna be kind to myself because I need to be. I need to be my number one supporter right now. I need to be my rock. I need to be the person that saves myself. I had my knight in shining armor and he's gone, and before he left, he told me that I was such a strong person, and that's one thing he really loved about me. And I need to prove to myself that I am strong. I have nothing to prove to anyone on the internet or to anyone in my life. This period that I'm moving into in my life is gonna be extremely selfish, and it has to be because I am all I really have, in my real life, outside of the internet. I am the only person that can pull myself out of my situation. I'm the only person that can make my life better. I'm the only person that can heal myself. All I want is to love someone and to give all that love. I need to give it to myself right now, and I gotta watch out for myself. And I hate being me. But I realize if that's what it takes to, fix my life, then I have to be all about me for a while. So that's where I'm at. So I'm in a bad situation, guys, and that's why all those months ago I went crazy on the internet, and I started just nonstop posting on Snapchat about my life because I was so isolated, and I had no one to turn to about what was happening to me, and I just didn't know what else to do. So basically, like, you guys know, like, the divorce stuff is going down, and there's a lot that you don't know. There's a reason I need to leave my situation, and that's because it's very toxic. The whole relationship was very toxic and is just not good for me, and no one, you know, should live like that. You know, it's hard when you talk about these things online, because then not only are you dealing with your situation, but then like you're called out and like you have to prove yourself and show all these receipts and stuff. And I'm not gonna stress about that anymore. I'm not gonna have the added element of like, I need to prove the people on the internet this is real. You know, I'm living it. I know what's real and what's not. And that being said, I've said everything 100% honest. It's like impossible for me to lie. But I'm saying, like, compared to what people are saying. So I'm the one who knows what's going on, and I have to fix it. I, first of all, wanted to talk about my goals for this year. So a big goal of mine is that I want to be a fiercely independent woman who never has to depend on anyone else again, and I want to be able to take care of myself. And then once I'm on my own 2 feet, I want to help other women. So that's kind of a big goal of mine. The first thing is I need to move. I have to move within a certain time period anyway, but I definitely need to move because we're just gonna call them roommate now, and as soon as they get home, the first thing they do is tell me what gossip sites are saying about me, because they'll see, like, I guess that I'm in like a positive headspace and I'm ready to film and all this other stuff, and the minute they walk through the door, they start telling me what people are saying about me. I have never read that website myself. I don't do that to myself, because I'm like, you know, these are people speculating and I don't want to like drive myself crazy. So basically, like, anything I've ever heard about that website has been from him or one close friend that for a while there was like showing me certain things. So like, I'll tell him, can you please not tell me this? I don't want to know. And he knows it upsets me and it makes me cry and that it makes me stressed. And then like, I can't keep living in a toxic situation. The divorce thing has to be resolved, and my living situation has to resolve. If I'm going to have a healthy life, you know, like mentally healthy, I need to move. I need to get out of here. And that's what I need to work on right now. I need to work on my financial situation. And one thing that I can do for myself is to continue to make these YouTube videos. I had put in the title of my last video that I called it Quitting YouTube, and what else? I can't remember what I said, but it said Quitting YouTube, and what I meant by that was I spoke about when I did quit YouTube, how I drifted away from it, how I didn't want to do it, and why. But it wasn't like I'm quitting, and maybe you can say like, oh my god, clickbait, or I don't know what you're gonna say, but like, I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't know how else to title the video. So like, I spoke about my thoughts about, you know, how I went through that period and stuff. But the fact is that I want to keep doing YouTube, not only because I feel like this is a great opportunity to not only have an outlet for myself, but to help other people and to spread some positivity out into the world. But it's in a reality, like, this is the best financial opportunity I have for myself to get myself out of my situation. I'm tired of feeling powerless. The fact is, it's gonna take money for me to afford a humble apartment and to afford a car, because at the moment I'm basically stuck. I'm kind of like stranded and I have like no one to teach me how to drive. I have reached out on Facebook and there are some people that have said, hey, we will help you learn how to drive. But then from there, I have to sort out how I'm going to obtain a car and then how I'm going to pay for it each month and how I'm going to pay for myself each month. So that's where I'm at right now in my life. You know, I have all these dreams for like my hobbies and for my new travel channel that I'm launching. But the prime concern I have right now is saving myself, and I need to learn to drive and get a vehicle. I do have my permit. I never was able to learn how to drive because I never had anyone to teach me how to drive, or like people weren't willing. Like with a roommate, they're like, my car's too expensive. And it's like, I'm not reckless like that, but you know, I need to be in a position where I'm not giving people my power and I'm not vulnerable and I can watch out for myself. So I'm gonna keep making videos and I'm gonna be selling off some of my stuff, and I'm just gonna start saving up all the money I can to get that car, because the minute I am driving, that's freedom, baby. That's like not having to depend on anyone. That's me just getting up and going. I'm gonna be able to film like all the videos I've ever dreamed of. I'm gonna be able to go to events. I'm gonna be able to drive myself to new employment opportunities. Like there's gonna be so much I can do if I can just get a basic car and if I can pass the driver's test. And I know I can do it. I know I'm strong and I know I love myself. And you would think I shouldn't love myself at this point because of what people have told me about myself and like all the people that never believed in me and have always been trying to bring me down. But I realize that's why I should love myself more. And oh my goodness, guys. So I can't depend on anyone to love me anymore. I opened up in that video about that boyfriend I had, and I just wanted to say that for a few months, I really held on to the messages that they had sent me in our conversations. And I never imagined whenever I was having those conversations and whenever I had the blessing in my life of talking to him, that those moments would be so special. And there's so much I wish I had like talked about more or whatever. But for months I held on to those messages and I would reread them all the time. Pretty much like every day that I felt like I had the strength to like read them without getting too upset, I would read those messages from him because I don't have anyone in my life to encourage me. Like I don't have people that like I go off with and they tell me how strong I am and they love me and they tell me like all this great stuff about myself and they tell me you're gonna have an amazing life, Heather. Everything's about to change. You're gonna make something of yourself. You're gonna get out of your situation. I don't have that. So for months I had his messages, and a couple of weeks ago I finally deleted them. And I can remember like the day after I deleted them, I was so depressed. But I know I can't live in the past. I can't hang on to someone who doesn't want to hang on to me. Like I said, I have a feeling we're going to reconnect someday and be very close friends. But I couldn't hang on to that anymore. It wasn't healthy. It's not healthy to live in your past. You need to be always moving forward and always carrying on and always like watching out for yourself and going, okay, this happened. What can I do now? Every bit of power you're ever going to have comes from the here and now. It doesn't come from the past. Your past is literally dead. And if you're hung up over someone from your past, you're being haunted by a ghost. That's your ghost boy. And I have to let go, but it was very interesting because last night I went through my phone and I found a few screenshots of conversations that had survived, and I reread them And they were just so incredibly sweet and supportive, and I felt like I needed to hear those. But then I realized, wow, Heather, look how much stronger you are now. You've had to hold yourself together all these months. Like, you've had to watch out for yourself. Like, you're doing it all without him and without someone telling you these things. Yes, like, you're really struggling and you're lonely and you want someone to be there for you and to support you in your life. But look at it, like, you're still here, you're doing this on your own, and you don't need to hate yourself anymore. There's one small thing I want to read here, because it gives more insight into how I felt about myself. That being said, like, I don't want to make every video about myself. I've kind of gone in this new direction where, because I've matured so much and I figured out what I want to do, like, I want to make videos that are well put together, that are about different subjects, that educate people. Because I realize, like, the all about me mentality, when it comes to content creation, it's not always the best thing. I want to be able to be knowledgeable about enough about something to share it. Like I say, like a guru or something, I don't know. But I want to work on my education in certain subjects. And obviously my real world education, because that's where I'm lacking. Like, my life is a freaking mess and I don't know how to adult. Like, I know I could figure it out. Like, it's, you know I'm strong enough and mature enough to do it. I need someone's, like, help just a little bit, like, just like someone that could step in my life and be like, okay, we're gonna teach you how to drive today. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna open you a bank account. And then I'm gonna help you find this one cool job that you need. Like, just stuff like that. It would just be amazing. Getting so close to you made me discover something very interesting about myself that made me realize you and I are not good together. You are nice, I am not. You try your best to find happiness, I do not. You feel positive emotions very strongly and deeply, while I hardly feel them at all. Don't let what happened between us take one moment of your passion and happiness away from you, because I am not worth it. You have a bright future ahead of you. Heather Michelle Steele. Take care. So whenever I got that closing message, that was like the one thing I held on to, because I'm like, okay, I need to, like, erase our time together, but I need to hold on to that closing message, because that's like the last I'm ever going to hear from them. And it was an important takeaway message. I went through all these mixed emotions about it for months. Like, I hated that I was such a positive, bubbly person. And I realized, like, does me, like, always being so positive and trying to find the best in every situation for my friends and always making them look on the bright side, does that come off as annoying? Like, do I make people feel bad about themselves? Like, I don't know. And I resented that person. I was like, why can't I be cold? Like, why can't I be someone who doesn't care? It always bothered me that I cared so much about every situation and I overanalyzed it. And now I realize that's just who I am, and you can't change who you are. And so I'm just gonna embrace that as a gift, even though it's like a total curse to be so empathic and to care so much. Like, I'm just gonna use that in some kind of way to help other people. And I'm done hating myself over losing him. Like, I feel like I have this broken heart that's just gonna bleed forever. But I have to heal it up. And then I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, oh my God, like, you were married, but, like, they don't understand what the marriage was like. They don't understand what it's like to have someone tell you they're the only person in this world that can ever love you, and then they alienate you from all your friends, and they're constantly messaging your friends and fans, trashing on you, saying you're crazy, just doing, like, all they can to make your friends not like you. And then they'll come home and they'll be like, oh, I don't do that, even though you have the screenshots. And they'll be like, look, I'm the only person that can love you. Like, that's not healthy for me. And I just, I need to fix my life. I need to fix my situation. I am going to. I know there's going to be criticism, but I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get out. And I realized that my channel took a hit from that video, but the fact is, it's been a mess for a long time. My whole social media life under Heather Sparkles has been an absolute train wreck. Maybe that's what makes me fun to watch for some people, I don't know. And sometimes, like, you gotta burn it down a little bit and rebuild, and that's what I wanna do now. Going forward from here, I will never play a character again. I will not lie to you guys. I will not be someone I'm not. I will not make videos that I don't give a shit about just to make some money. Like, every video that's gonna go up from now on is gonna be a video I wanted to make, that I'm excited about. I'm going to be raw and honest, and I'm gonna put my feelings out there. And I realize that's dangerous for me, because I think the reason that things get to me so badly is because I'm so like, this is me, like I'm authentic, and then whenever that gets attacked, it's very much yourself. And I feel like online, maybe you do have to put on a persona as a YouTuber to guard yourself and protect yourself. But I also realize that this is a very unique experience you and I are having here, where here's this person sitting in front of you on a screen, and they're just talking, and people are sharing their experiences. And only on like YouTube can people be so real and just like put it out there. And I feel like that's actually a really interesting phenomenon, and I want to do it more. And I know I'm just rambling, and that's the thing, like, see how complicated my brain is? Like, it's such a mess, and like I'm just so deep. I don't know, like, but is it deep in a good way or a bad way? I don't know. But yeah, so as far as this channel goes, I want to save it. Going forward, I'm just gonna make whatever kind of videos I want to make. There are some videos that you guys have been very interested that I am excited about making. Different things with like the vintage toy restorations. A lot of you have questions, and I would love to put together some video guides. I feel like that would be really fun and interesting to make. Like, I want to make videos that are interesting and that are helpful, and that's my goal, is to make interesting, helpful videos, and that's what I want to do. So I don't know what else I'm gonna do with this channel. I have my travel channel all figured out, but I realize that channel is gonna take some time to get up off the ground, and if I don't sort out my financial situation and my driving situation, how am I ever gonna really do what I want to do with that channel? So it's just a lot. Like I said, I'm a mess. You might think my problems are me whining, or you might think a lot of things, but I'm not concerned with what anyone thinks. I just wanted to be transparent with you guys. I know that so many of you have formed an emotional bond with me, and I'm not just saying that to sound like, oh my God, like, look at all these people, like, they think I'm so great, look how much, like, I know you have, because people have reached out to me and have said how my sharing of my experiences means something to them, how I affected their life positively, or how attached to me they are. And I don't want you guys to be left in the dark if you really feel like that, you know what I mean? I cannot connect with each of you on an individual basis in the way I would like to. So I figure there are times where I'm gonna have to be open in my videos. And yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna be probably embarrassed again whenever I go to edit this. Like, I don't know, it's just like I realize what I'm doing is very cringy, and is it serving me to put all this out there whenever I could be making videos just on, like, pulled together videos, and I could bring this channel back, and I will do that. But I realize that because I've already been so public about so much of this, I do need to explain myself a bit, just if I want to carry forward. I don't want to feel like I'm holding things back. I'm a very expressive person, so I just want to get it out there and then move forward to the next thing. And I still want to be in this channel for the next thing. it'll evolve on its own as I just start making videos again each day. And like I said, with those videos, I'll earn some revenue for myself that I'm gonna put towards bettering my life, and I'm just gonna keep on going. And I'm, of course, like trying to find other employment opportunities and such. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's just a little bit more of a glimpse into who I really am and what I've been dealing with. And I would very much like to move forward in a positive direction, not forced positivity. That was another thing I struggled with from that closing message. I was like, have I been like forced to be positive too much? Like, I don't know. So I just want to move forward with getting to work on some great content for you guys. And if I'm having a bad day, I will talk about it, because I want you guys to feel like you can talk to anyone about anything. So I will talk about it. I will talk to you. And thank you again to everyone who messaged me. I'm sorry I haven't responded yet, but I read so many messages, and there were people that were like, I'm sorry you're lonely. Like, I would love nothing more than just to take you to Starbucks and hang out. And there was a period in my life, all these months, where I thought I was 100% alone in the world because of just how my life is like very isolating and stuff. And I really thought, like, this is the end of my life. It's all over. How do I carry on from here? And I was like, I don't have anyone. The worst feeling is whenever I go for a walk and I have no one to call on the phone or no one to tell when something good happens. And I realize now, like, I do have that out there in the world. And my world's just very small because, unfortunately, I've made it small by not taking good care of myself and not establishing proper independence. And it doesn't have to be that small forever. And I know that, like, I'm just living in this illusion where I feel like everyone hates me, but there's a big wide world out there, and there's so many people to meet. And even if everybody does hate me, like, in life, what's most important is what you think of yourself, and you only have to prove things to yourself, and that's it. You don't have to prove things to anyone. So yeah, my life is going to get better, and I'm glad that I finally see that. I'm glad I see that hope again, that my life's going to get better, and it's all going to come down to me. And if I can just get over this hurdle, and if I can work on these things for myself, you know, the financial situation and the car, like, I have this amazing life ahead of me. Like, it's going to happen for me, but I have to give it to myself, and I have to really want it, and I have to do whatever it takes to get it, and that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so I'm an internet train wreck. That's what I do, I guess, but there's more to me than that. I'm excited to make new videos. It's been far too long that I've just made videos like this. I need to get some core content made for this channel, and I have ideas, and we're just gonna roll with it and see what it evolves into. And I'm just gonna be 100% authentic with you guys, and I think the future looks bright, and we'll see what happens. That's all you can do. All you can do is just take each day on and see what happens. You can't live in the past. You can't worry about your past mistakes. All you can do is just do better each day and take care of yourself first, and then everything will fall into place. So another thing I wanted to quickly touch on is that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to criticize some of my spending choices over the past month, because I am going to be sharing some Killstar hauls because I wanted to review the clothing items that I bought. So basically, I did spend a good chunk of money on my wardrobe this month. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to rebuild myself, and I wanted to feel empowered, which I know that, like, a much better use for that money would have been like, let's throw it towards a car, that's gonna empower you. But I made the decision to buy a whole new wardrobe, and I'm kind of making it even out by selling off all the colorful items in my wardrobe that I haven't worn. And I've already paid most of it off. So I bought the new clothes because, like I said, I just wanted to kind of rebuild myself, and I wanted to treat myself because I was feeling so low, and I'm like, you know what, I just want to make myself feel better. Let's start buying clothes that represent who I am. Fashion has always been a big way that I've expressed myself, and I just wanted to buy clothes that made me feel like a badass and that made me feel strong, and their clothes really spoke to me. So I took advantage of like all the sales they had and the clearance, and I bought so many different clothes, and I have just a ton of stuff on the way. It's like ridiculous. Like I keep having all these hauls, but I wanted to say like I'm done with the hauls for now. You guys are gonna see possibly 2 giant videos, and then I'm gonna like do mini reviews of like different shoes and stuff. I'm gonna be doing some lookbooks. But like I said, like I understand not everybody's gonna approve. I'm not asking anybody out there for money. Like there's gonna be people giving me a hard time. Oh my gosh, like you don't know my situation or how much money I had or whatever. Like you don't know, you know what I mean? I also wanted to say that I know there's gonna be people that take issue with the fact that I'm still living here, and basically like I pay for my own expenses. So I want you guys to know that. I buy all my own food and stuff like that. So if you're worried about that, like I'm taking care of it, and I don't have, like, yeah, I had enough to like treat myself to like a one-time wardrobe revamp, but I don't make enough consistently yet to obtain an apartment. But like I said, I'm trying to very quickly change that. June is gonna be a month where like I'm like determined to have my license by the end of June. I'm determined to have my income sorted out, or like have a game plan by the end of June. This is gonna be a really important month for me for sure. So I just wanted to be transparent. Like, yes, I did spend money on those clothes. I'm just gonna be honest, like, yeah, I did. But that was, like I said, a wardrobe revamp. I don't buy like random stuff all the time anymore or anything like that. And I very much saw it as like investing in myself. Whenever like I bought all those clothes, I was like, I just wanted to feel good and work on my look, and it was just part of like the next phase in my life, you know, like I don't know. There's no way I can explain it and justify it. I shouldn't have to, but I just wanted to put that out there and be 100% transparent and honest with you guys. You know, it's my business and I'll sort it out, and I know my situation. I know what I can and can't afford, and I know my life, and people are going to have their opinions, but like I said, they're none of my fucking business. It's their opinions. All right, guys, I'm going to go for now. I love you all so much, and it's going to be an interesting next few weeks here on the channel as, you know, everything settles from these videos and just from the past few months, and we start having fun again. All right, everyone, I love you. Try your best to stay positive, and if you're not feeling positive, you don't have to be. And don't forget to stay weird if you're a weirdie. If you're normal, then just be you, honey. I don't care what you're doing. It's none of my business. I'm just a person on the internet. Bye, everyone.